The night was cloaked in an inky darkness as Lady Elara approached the forsaken fortress, its crumbling towers reaching toward the moon like skeletal fingers. Legends spoke of a spectral dragon named Nightshade, bound to protect the fortress and its ancient secrets. Elara, a knight renowned for her courage, was determined to confront this dark guardian. She tightened her grip on the hilt of her sword, feeling the familiar rush of adrenaline course through her veins. The air crackled with tension, whispering promises of both peril and revelation. As she crossed the threshold into the fortress, time itself seemed to warp. The grand hall stretched endlessly before her, shadows dancing along the walls, twisting and contorting into shapes both grotesque and beautiful. Dust motes floated like tiny stars in the dim light, remnants of an age long forgotten. The faint sound of whispers filled the air, a chorus of sorrowful voices echoing through the stone corridors. Who dares enter the realm of the lost? A deep and resonant voice reverberated off the ancient stones. Lady Elara's heart raced as she turned to face the source. A spectral knight, his armor tarnished and worn, the weight of despair hanging heavily upon him. "I am Lady Elara, and I seek to uncover the truth of this fortress," she declared, her voice steady despite the fear curling in her gut. "What binds you here?" "The fortress is cursed," the knight replied, his gaze hollow. "Many have come seeking glory or riches, yet none have returned. The dragon guards a treasure that can break the curse, but only those pure of heart may approach." Determined to prove her worth, Elara pressed on, deeper into the fortress. The hallways twisted like a labyrinth, each corner revealing ghostly knights, their eyes glistening with regret. They had once been valiant protectors, now reduced to shadows of their former selves, trapped in an eternal vigil. With every step, Elara felt the weight of their stories pressing upon her. The air thickened with memories of battles lost and hopes shattered. She could almost hear the clinking of armor and the clash of swords from a time long gone, urging her to remember the sacrifices made in pursuit of honor. Finally, she reached the inner sanctum of the fortress, a vast chamber dominated by a towering statue of the spectral dragon Nightshade. Its eyes glowed like embers, piercing the darkness. Suddenly, a low growl reverberated through the chamber, and the dragon emerged from the shadows, scales shimmering like liquid night. "Who dares disturb my slumber?" Nightshade hissed, its voice a chilling whisper that sent shivers down Elara's spine. "I seek the truth," Elara replied, standing tall. "I wish to break the curse that binds the souls of these knights to this place." Nightshade regarded her with an intensity that seemed to pierce her very soul. "Many have sought the truth, but only one has succeeded. To face the curse, you must confront your deepest fear." A wave of darkness washed over Elara, pulling her into a vision of her past. She saw herself standing in a battlefield, surrounded by fallen comrades, their faces etched with agony. The weight of their lives lost pressed heavily on her heart, and she felt the familiar pang of guilt. Had she truly done enough to protect them? "Face it, Elara." Nightshade's voice cut through the fog of despair. "Your fear is your greatest enemy. Only by embracing it can you move forward." With renewed resolve, Elara stepped forward, acknowledging the pain of her past. "I have lost much, but I will not let that define me. I choose to honor their memory by breaking this curse." The dragon's eyes blazed with approval, and the chamber shifted. Shadows coalesced into the forms of the fallen knights, their expressions now softened with understanding. They stepped forward, offering her their swords, symbols of their shared sacrifice. "Together, we shall break the chains that bind us," Elara proclaimed, gripping the hilt of a sword offered to her. As she raised it high, a surge of energy coursed through the chamber, and the shadows of the knights began to glow. Nightshade roared, its voice echoing through the fortress as the spectral dragon unfurled its massive wings. The walls trembled, and Elara felt the curse unraveling, each knight's spirit freed from its shackles. The light enveloped her, illuminating the dark corners of the fortress, dispelling the shadows that had long lingered. The knights transformed into ethereal figures, their expressions now peaceful as they ascended into the light. "You have broken the curse, Lady Elara," Nightshade said, its voice resonating with pride. "You are worthy not only of the truth, but of the legacy you will leave behind." As the last of the spirits vanished, Elara found herself standing alone in the chamber, the dragon's form shifting back into the shadows. Yet, she felt an unexpected warmth envelop her heart, a sense of purpose ignited by her actions. The fortress, once a prison of despair, now stood as a testament to the courage and sacrifice of the fallen knights. With a newfound sense of clarity, Elara exited the fortress, the dawn breaking over the horizon. She carried the memories of those who had come before her, a promise to honor their legacy in every step she took. As she made her way back to her village, the whispers of the forsaken fortress faded into a gentle breeze. The world felt different now, brighter and full of possibilities. Lady Elara had not only confronted the dragon, but had embraced her fears and emerged stronger. Her story would live on, inspiring others to seek courage in the face of darkness. And with every tale shared, she would ensure that the spirits of the fallen knights were never forgotten. The forsaken fortress, once a place of dread, would now become a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest corners, light could prevail.